We have a Bill of Rights in South Africa, and we don't speak enough about our responsibilities. I have the right, but what is the responsibility that comes with it? And look, maybe I'll credit him with this, but I think it was maybe my idea, but we'll give it to him. The idea of creating a Bill of Responsibilities that would maybe even be included in a constitution when it gets revised. That here's your Bill of Rights, but for you to enjoy these rights, here's the Bill of Responsibilities. One of them could be to vote. And I normally tell people there are three major ways to contribute. Or three major ways to vote, rather. Let me put it even better. The one is voting, obviously, with your pen and putting across. That's the one way. The other one is voting with your money. Who are you spending your money with? Because I can tell you now, the people that make the most money kind of get to choose which politicians get to even compete. So who are you giving your money to? If you believe in community as an example, and your community has high unemployment, who are you buying from? And the people you're buying from, are they investing in your community? Are they creating jobs? Are the people in the businesses you buy from actually people from your community? We don't have jobs, but every little bit of money we get, whether it's a grant or someone works, you're going to a business owned by, it could be anyone. Could be a foreigner, could be a South African, could be a white person, black, colored, Indian. They may not even live in your community. They don't care about your community. All their workers are not from your community, but you're like, we don't have jobs. So who are you voting for with your money? And then who are you voting for with your labor? Because again, I set up a Buy Black movement a couple of years ago before I became a non-racialist, became Nelson Mandela. And one of the things I realized is the idea of spending money in black establishments will destroy a lot of jobs. That's a reality. Let's buy from Maponya supermarket. But now all your family members that work at ShopRite, Woolworths, Pick n Pay are going to lose their jobs, number one. Number two, a lot of our family members that do have jobs, a lot of their pensions are invested, especially via the PIC, in a lot of what we call white monopoly companies. So sometimes our labor makes certain people rich, whether we like them or not. You could like them. I like Patrice Motsepe. So I'm working in a company where I don't give him any money. I don't vote for whatever political party he funds or he believes in. But with my labor, I give him strength. I give him power. And that's where things like volunteerism come in. So where are you voting? How are you voting with your labor? And maybe I'll add a fourth one now, which maybe I'll add moving forward. Your voice. How are you voting with your voice? We've got platforms, we've got social media. What are you saying here? Because to what you're saying about the noise, it becomes a collection of all the noise. And on Twitter in particular, there are a lot of EFF supporters. You run any poll, they win 60% of the elections on Twitter. When you criticize Julius Malema on Twitter, they go in for you. So are you using your voice responsibly? Because if other people are like, no, we disagree, and comfortably so, all of a sudden the narrative changes. I will steal this, but I'm going to say it to your face so that people are like, I didn't do it behind your back. I'm going to steal this concept of 1 hour of community service.
You can take it.
It's one of my biggest takeouts and highlights from our last sit down. The idea that I don't have money, I don't have anything of substance, I'm not a big voice, maybe I don't even speak much, but I have a bit of time. I have hands, I have feet. So within my community, not far somewhere where it's fashionable, within my community, just walk around, pick up papers, go and see if there's a school event happening. I pick up papers, I ask, sorry, do you need someone to look after the hot dog stand? Can I help park cars? Is there anything the school needs? Go to your local church. Sorry, is there anything this church needs? I see your grass. Can I cut the grass? Can I do the garden? And just volunteer 1 hour. 1 hour a week. It could be something as silly as I volunteer by taking a walk. It's exercise. But in that, I look for problems, potholes, leaking pipes. I carry a little plastic bag, so I pick up some dirt, and that's my contribution. You're like, thank you. So I'm going to steal it, and I'm going to tell people, listen, from me to you, please volunteer. No, but I think I'll always reference. So I wanted to say that, man. Thank you so much. And the Bill of Responsibilities and the doing for self and the understanding that and the teaching of people that politics is not the only way. Break your mind out of that. Politics is not the only way to bring about change. and to uplift your community.
Yeah. The finance bros always talk about diversify your portfolio,
Hey.
but diversify your means to change.
Sure.
Diversify the paths you're following to bring about change. I think that's very important.
Sure.
We live in a fast food era where not just the food, but the ideas as well. Everything needs to be a simple one-way solution to everything. You can't have a complex solution. You can't have multiple solutions or try multiple things. It needs to be a one way to fix everything. And we need to move away from that. We need to move towards having multiple ways in which you bring about change. Like I said, diversify that change portfolio. And what you're describing there is doing that. Don't write off everything else and say, this is my strategy for bringing about change. So I'm going to incorporate this new strategy for change into my portfolio for change already. That's how you're going to make a difference. And that's unfortunately what happens a lot in online discourse, is that everyone has their idea of this is how you bring about change, and there's no other way. So when you say another way, now you're telling me my way is stupid or my way is not going to work. No, I'm just saying here's another way that you can consider. Yeah. You can maybe even do this in tandem with your strategy.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we don't live in a time where that's very fashionable to say. Our time needs quick answers, simple answers. But we need to be the difference and go against that and say, no, sometimes the answers are complicated and sometimes the strategies are multifaceted, not just one road to get there.